Dear students, welcome to the Water Resource Engineering course. This is Upender, Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering in Anurag Engineering College. I would like to explain about hydrology and hydrological cycle from Water Resource Engineering course. Coming to the hydrology deals depletion and replacement of the water resources on the earth's surface. It is defined as study of science of water. It deals with movement, distribution and circulation of water on the above, below the surface of the earth. Hydrology is the science of the origin, distribution and properties of the waters on the earth's surface. Here one table is there. It represents the sources of water on the earth in the form of the following. In this table, first column represents the different forms of the sources of the water, and second column represents the different percentages of the sources of water. For example, 97.25% of the water available in the form of oceans, 2.05% of the water available in the form of ice caps and glaciers, 0.68% of the water available in the form of groundwater, 0.01% of the water available in the form of lakes, 0.005% in the form of soil moisture, 0.001% in the form of atmosphere, and 0.0001% of the water available in the form of streams and rivers. Coming to the hydrological cycle, it describes the movement of water from the earth surface to the atmosphere in the form of evaporation, from atmosphere to the earth surface in the form of precipitation, and finally reaches to the oceans in the form of runoff. The following components present in the hydrological cycle, they are: first one is evaporation, second one is condensation, and third one is the precipitation, and fourth one is the infiltration, fifth one is the percolation, and sixth one is runoff. The evaporation occurs from the water bodies. Occurs from the water bodies. Water available in the earth surface in the form of rivers, lakes, oceans, ponds, etc. The water is evaporated from the water surfaces. Occurs due to absorption of the heat from the solar radiation from the sun. The water is gradually heated and evaporated from the water bodies, and from evaporation from the trees and plants vegetation, it is called as transpiration. Evapotranspiration is the sum of the evaporation plus transpiration. A transpiration defined as the water evaporated from the leaves of the trees or plants is called as transpiration. Then coming to the condensation. Condensation means the change of state of water vapors. Water vapor changes into liquid or water due to cool down of the warm moisture air. It is the process by which water vapor changes into water. Water vapor condenses to form dew, fog or clouds. Condensation takes place due to cooling of air. Then coming to the precipitation. Precipitation is the process that occurs when water particles fall from the atmosphere and reaches to the ground. The precipitated water may fall into the water bodies or on the land or on the earth's surface. It can then go to the streams or penetrated into the soils. Coming to the infiltration, it is the process of the top surface of the soil absorbs the water through the force of the soil. The infiltrated water and water stored in the soil can become a subsurface runoff. Infiltration and percolation comes under the subsurface runoff. Coming to the percolation, it is the movement of water through the soil due to gravity and by the capillary forces. All the groundwater originates as a subsurface water. Coming to the transpiration, it is the biological process that occurs mostly in the day. Water inside the plant is transferred to the atmosphere as a water vapor. Only a small portion of the water is retained by the plants. Here water is evaporated through the leaf of the plant called as transpiration. The most of the amount of the water evaporated from the water bodies. Then coming to the runoff, it is a flow from a drainage basin in a surface streams. It generally consists of the flow that is unaffected by artificial diversions or storages. Coming to the runoff, it is the portion of water which flows through the rivers or streams. Runoff means the water is precipitated water is infiltrated, some portion is infiltrated and some portion is percolated. Then after, the water is freely flowing on the surface of the earth through the rivers or streams. It is called as runoff. Coming to the forms of precipitation. Precipitation is any product of the condensation of the atmospheric water vapors that falls under gravity. The forms of precipitation classified into the following types. They are: first one is rain, second one is snowfall, third one is drizzle, fourth one is sleet, and fifth one is hail. That first one is rain. When the water falls from the atmosphere to the earth's surface is called as rain. When the water droplet size is greater than 0.5 or greater than 1 mm per hour is called as rainfall. When it is called as light rainfall, when it is called as moderate, and when it is called as heavy rainfall. Means types of rainfalls depends upon the intensity of rainfall. Intensity is measured in terms of mm per hour. For example, light rainfall, the intensity is less than 2.5 mm per hour. Coming to the moderate rainfall, the intensity is between 2.5 to 7.5. Coming to the heavy rainfall, coming to the high rainfall or heavy rainfall is greater than 7.5. Heavy rainfall or high rainfall is greater than 7.5 mm per hour. Coming to the snowfall, precipitation in the form of ice crystals resulting from sublimation. That water vapor changes directly to the ice. Here the water droplet size is 1 mm. Then coming to the drizzle, when the water droplet size is less than 0.5 mm or intensity of rainfall is less than 1 mm per hour is called as drizzle. Then sleet. It is the frozen raindrops cooled to the ice stage while falling through the air at sub-freezing temperatures. Sleet means the rainfall, actually rainfall fall from the atmosphere when reaches to the earth atmosphere. Here air is in sub-freezing temperature, sub-freezing or frozen temperatures, sub-freezing or frozen temperatures. It converts into the ice crystals. The combinations of the ice crystals is called as sleet rainfall or sleet precipitation. Here the size of the ice crystals is 1 mm to 5 mm. Then hail. When the water droplet size is greater than 5 mm to 8 mm, it is called as hail precipitation. Types of precipitations. The precipitations are classified into three types. They are orographic precipitation, convective precipitation, cyclonic precipitation. That first one, orographic precipitation. Here mountain barriers like hill or mountain, hot surfaces like water bodies or earth. The cooled air or cold air is converted into moist warm air due to hot surfaces. The moist air is lifted up into the higher elevations due to the presence of mountain barriers. Due to rise of moist air, it undergoes cooling, condensation and precipitation. If the moist warm air is rises higher elevations, the temperature is goes to decreases 6.5 degrees. The height of rise 1 kilometers. The 1 kilometer rise of the warm air, the temperature goes to decreases 6.5 degrees. Finally the moist warm air is cools down and forms condensation. Condensation means it is a change of state of water vapors changes into solid state of the water. Here when it is cools down to come precipitation from atmosphere to the earth's surface. Here windward side receives the more precipitation than leeward side. In India, most of the rainfall is occurs due to the orographic precipitation. Then convective precipitation. It is occurs due to if the air parcel is warmer than surrounding air, it starts moving upward direction to an empty space near the ground is occupied by the cold air and precipitation occurred is called as convective precipitation. For example, it is the earth surface hot state. When the cold air reaches to the hot surface of the earth, it converted into warm moisture air. Here the warm moisture air is lifted up into the atmosphere and ground space is again occupied cold air. It again converted into the warm moisture air. The warm moisture air is lifted upward direction and empty space near the ground is occupied by the cold air. The upward direction, warm air is cools down, and again condensation process is occurred. It cools down and precipitation comes. It gives high intensity rainfall but short duration. Then cyclonic precipitation. Cyclone is occurs due to large low pressure region with circular wind motion. If the two different air masses warm and cold meets each other, the warmer air mass moves in the upward direction and start cooling, and water vapor in the air start condenses and clouds are forms, which causes precipitation. It is also called as frontal precipitation.